How's it going, guys? It's Nutshell here, and today we have a very big video and a very good loot run to run through for Shoreline. Shoreline being one of the best maps to make a ton of money, and we're going to showcase exactly why in today's video. But it does require quite a few keys for the maximum loot run, but if you haven't got all of the keys, at least it's going to show you what they are and where you can locate them in the game. So on the left we have the west wing of the health resort, and on the right we've got the east wing, and that's how you can kind of work it out. If you're looking directly at the ambulance, you've got the north, east, and then the west wing of the health resort, and directly in front of you is admin building. So in here we are going to make our way over to the ambulance for the first spawn of today's video, which is the blue keycard. You can actually get a blue keycard right here inside the door of the ambulance. And then in the back of the ambulance, you can get various different actual medical items that you can pick up if you want to. Then we're going to turn around and we're going to make a sprint over to this side of the health resort, which is the east wing. We're going to open up the Sanitar key, which is directly over here, right in this door. The Sanitar key being pretty good, room 110. And when we go inside of here, you have a wide variety of medical items spawn. On the right hand side, we have a weird hazmat suit, and next to the weird hazmat suit we have some medical item spawns, including a spawn for a LEDX directly there. You can also find spawns on top of this danger electricity box, I would assume, or something like that, that is directly above and in front of the toilet on the floor. Then we come over here, we have some spawns on these actual kind of medical trays, and then here we actually have an openable plastic suitcase which you can get a wide variety of stuff out of, so not too bad. And then on top of the box you can also find some spawns, and then over here underneath the kind of computer on this desk or the work table or whatever you want to call it, there is another spawn right there. And then over underneath the table we have another rare spawn right there and a computer that you can pick up some stuff from in here. This is a very good and solid room, and the amount of LEDXs you can find in here are pretty decent, so 100% you want to be using this key, which is this one right here. Then we're going to make our way down to the adjacent room, which is room 107. Room 107, once we go in, you have some medical bags and spawns, which you can get all sorts out of. You got some spawns on the sofa, as well as medical spawns over there, and some tech spawns on top of the table. So very good in that regard, so just check all of the tables. Over here, you want to go over here. You can find some pretty good actual tech item spawns that spawn on top of the table, including your old graphics card, which can be right there. Then we want to have a look on here, which is more medical item spawns, and we also get a spawn for a medical box directly on top of the medical bench, and of course another med bag. Then we're going to make our way upstairs by going up the staircase at the end of the corridor and make our way all the way down to room 222, which is this one right here. And once we open it up, we can get a couple of extra spawns in here. So once we go in, you have some random tech item spawns on top of the table, as well as a rare loot spawn next to the hammer right there. You've also got some tech spawns there, and on this table you have a grenade box, a weapon box, and then through here you have a little drawer for weapons, and you can also find a red keycard spawn directly on the table over here. It may even be a LEDX actually that is on the table there, so always check there. And then over here you have got a LEDX spawn right on there, and also in the shelves, so 100% be checking these shelves in the corner. A weapon box as well, and then we come over and out of the room to then go to the next room. So we run and jump over this, and we want to keep going all the way down to the end of the corridor to East 206, which is this room right here. And then once we open this one up, it is adjoined to another room, so we go into this room. On top of the crates you want to have a look, there can be spawns, and on this table there can be spawns as well, so 100% have a look. Rare spawns on top of here as well, next to the IFAC or AFAC. Then in here you have yourself a medical box spawn, as well as some spawns in this actual drawers, and on the table over here some rare loot spawns. So 100% should be checking this room as well. And so from this room we want to be going upstairs once again, all the way to the top floor, 3rd story, and we want to take a right from the stairs, and we've got East 306, which is another room that we're going to want to open. And inside of here, you have an absolute ton of computers, as well as the potential for a graphics card to spawn on the tables as well. You got rare spawns inside of the drawers right there, so 100% should be checking those as well. And you can hop over here to find some more spawns on the table. So a little IFAK there, and then on the table, check that as well. And then you got some spawns in the medical crate. Then we hop over this one and we want to go to East 310, which is this room right here. So a nice little room to open. And once we open the room, we are met with some duffel bags over here. So definitely check those, as well as checking on the bed as well, and this table right here. Definitely a decent room, but not nothing too major in terms of what you get. It's just a rare spawn kind of room, which will be right there. Now we have a joint room. We've got East 313 and East 314. I've got the 314 key, but you can have either one of them. But if you want to easily get round, you can come through this room right here, adjacent, and just walk around, and then you can go into this room right here, which is the 314. Once we open it up, we've got some tech items and weapon spawns that spawn in this room. They're mainly weapon spawns, to be honest, and you've got a ton of them, as well as some spawns on there and tech items there. And then in this room, you have a LEDX spawn that can spawn on top of these kind of parcels. So always be checking over there. And you've got a med bag behind this weapons box, so check in that. And then we're going to come out of this room and we'll go to the next one, which is 316, which is directly next to it. So all of these rooms in close proximity, and a nice one to check either way. In here is just a weapons part room. This is very good for grinding out some of the components that you want to upgrade your weapons with, or just simply you want to be able to sell those weapon parts for various different traders or whatever, or just complete certain objectives. The weapon parts are nice to have, and some of them can be very, very expensive, especially early wipe. Then what we want to do is run all the way over to here, which is another room. Now this room can be pretty good. It is a free room, so you don't actually have to do anything, but it is kind of like the marked room kind of quest that you had to do, and you can find stuff on the actual dead scav, so worth checking him. And just check around the actual dead scav. You can find golden chains and stuff like that around him, and so definitely worth checking in here. And then we go all the way to the end of the corridor, and we've got 328, and we also have the utility key right here. So the utility room key, you can open either one of these. You just need the one of the keys, and inside of here you can find some spawns on the actual desk over here. And then in here, you want to be checking around. Thought that was a graphics card for a second. But you can find tech items and stuff like that, as well as a computer. And you've also got some spawns on top of next to the bed, and just checking around the entire room. So once you've gone there, we want to take a left out of the room, and then we want to go all the way to the second floor, so we can go over to the next story, or the west wing of the actual health resort itself. So we'll make a beeline across, and then we'll go over to that way. So we're going to run across to the west wing. Now this is very dangerous, and I wouldn't recommend it when you're on actual PvP, or if you're playing PvE, as there can be various different people all outside and they'll see you running across it. So what we're going to do is make our way all the way down to the basement of the west wing. This is where you can find yourself the red keycard. It's in these lockers directly over here. So you want to check in here. This is where you can find the red keycard, or another spawn of the red keycard. And of course you've got various different items lying all around and inside, including duffel bags and that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely worth coming down here and just checking around and seeing what you can find. We're going to make our way all the way back up to the first floor even, and then we're going to make our way all the way over, and we have our next key, which is this room right here, the room 112. In this room, we have a couple of different spawns. You've got yourself a duffel bag, you've got yourself another duffel bag, you've got yourself another duffel bag, and you can find some rare food spawns as well on top of there, so definitely a room to actually open. Inside this room as well, right here next to the stereo, you also find a blue keycard spawn right there, so 100% worth opening this room just in case you do actually get that blue keycard. Now we run further down the corridor to 107. And we want to go inside of here, and we have ourselves a duffel or at least a medical bag, and we've got some spawns on the table, so definitely check those as well. And then just check on top of the shelves and over here, and then in here same sort of story on top of the shelves, and just have a look around. Then we want to go all the way down over here to 104. We can go inside. You've got some actual medical spawns inside of here, and we have a blue keycard spawn right there next to this lamp. So 100% worth just opening for the roll of the dice to try and get the blue keycard. And from here we want to go all the way to room 221, which is this room right here. And in room 221 we have another crate over here, as well as some spawns on the table. And then we can take a left over here for another room directly adjacent with some more spawns on the table. So then we go outside the room again, and we want to go down and over to room 220, which is directly opposite room 221. Inside this room you got a weapon box, so weapon box again, some spawns on the table, and we also have some spawns over here which can have some rare spawns, as well as a actual ammo box as well. And then yeah, that is pretty much this room. Nothing incredibly overpowered or anything like that, but definitely worth having a look at. Then we're going to go to room 216, which we can open up, and in our good old faithful room 216 we have some more weapon part spawns, as well as tech item spawns. You got yourself a grenade box and stuff all over here, so 100% have a look in this room. Then we go up to here, which is room 205. There is a joint room, so you've got 203 and 205. 203 is open to a hell of a lot more people, as the courtyard area can essentially see people, which is why you'll find that the 205 key is slightly more expensive, but nothing too crazy different. And of course, that's just because there's a box here to hide you from the vision, and that's primarily why this key is slightly more expensive. But inside, what we do have is some actual weapon spawns, tech spawns, and we've got some rare spawns as well that you want to be checking all over. And then we go into the next room, and there is a red keycard spawn directly underneath, which is just underneath the bed. So always be checking underneath there for the red keycard. That is where you are going to find another red keycard spawn, and then you want to check all over the actual room for any other things, so duffel bags and that sort of stuff as well. And then finally we'll make our way all the way up to the top floor, and we'll find ourselves room 301. And we open this one up, and you can find LEDXs all over the place. You also find tech items, LEDXs. This is the room for it all, so always check on top of these. That's where you can find them, and then you want to check around. And yeah, a very, very good room indeed. And you can always run into the next room, a rare spawn outside, and you've also got yourself some spawns for computer and also tech items on top. And you also have this box right here for extra bits and bobs. So yeah, not too bad at all, and that kind of sums up the entire run. Usually you can expect a ton of money, and if you're running this fully on PvE at the moment, you'll probably make anywhere from about 4 million plus. If you're doing all of these rooms, you're looting everything, you can manage to extract after opening every single one of these keys. That is going to be the perfect play. Now I'll show you where you can extract for easy extracts and avoid having to deal with some of the annoyances. So you come all the way outside of the west wing over here, and you want to run all the way directly over here. You want to use the rock right here as cover from the courtyard area. Then we make our way directly over this way, and then we can just hug the rock on the right hand side. Now you have two options from this location. You can either, if you've got the Red Rebel and you've got yourself a paracord, you can extract via the Red Rebel paracord extract, which is down by this kind of radar antenna just over there. And there are some sniper scavs that are over there as well. Or you can always go to the guaranteed path to lighthouse spawn or extract over there directly opposite. or you can use the North Vehicle Extract, which of course you have to have some money of rubles to actually extract from, but either way it is up to you. So you just run directly in that direction as the antenna is kind of going, so left of the mountain up here, and that is going to lead you into the swamp area where you can do the path to lighthouse. And then over here you can see directly over here, you can see that there's these two trees. That is where you're going to want to go. The sniper scav will be on top of this rock right here, so just be aware of that when you come out of here. There can be two sniper scavs as well up on top of that. You will notice this tank from one of the quests that you have to do for Shoreline. And then of course, if you keep on following over that way, you'll find yourself towards the kind of mill area, and of course like the lumber area, which you can take the vehicle extract from. And I'll just show it to you just as an example. And you can see directly over here, just by these two trees over here, you can take the Red Rebel extract for the Climber's Trail, which you can just run out from. But I'll show you where the vehicle extract is, just in case you don't already know. And we just run directly over this way. And here we are at the actual extract location, and you can see car extract is directly there. For reference, this little kind of compound, buildings and stuff like that, that is where you want to go. If you come from a different direction, you can actually cross underneath here, which you want to kind of run and then crouch down into. And then you can see this is kind of like the industrial area, which you can go and have a look and loot into if you're interested. But yeah, that is kind of the frame of reference. And then you just run and do the little crouch, and then you can get through there slightly faster if you are trying to do it as quickly as possible. But you have to wait for the actual car extract itself, and I don't believe we have any rubles on me to be able to do the actual extract itself. If you've enjoyed this video, do me a solid favor of just liking the video, and if you enjoy watching some of the other content that I've got, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and you're interested to see more Escape from Tarkov. But with that out of the way, let's run into the sunset, and I'll see you in the next one.